Based on the fact of how the season's going, I know it's not how we all expected it to go,
I
but
expected this.
to happen.
I expected this to go like this way.
Why did you tell us, man?
What did you expect?
It's just the way he looked up and he's like, I expect.
Active.
Yeah, some nice stuff from your 5 spot. What a pass.
Oh, what a look. You mentioned it earlier, Kyle.
Play right here. This is perfect execution. Using the screen, Siakam off of Van Vliet. Well done. The Raptors.
Not tonight. Pascal with a rebound.
Well, Cleveland hasn't shot it great either. They're shooting 29% from 3.
Oh, the left-handed. Coast to coast.
Oh, give it to me,
coast.
Dave.
Pascal Siakam.
Give it to me, Dave. Oh, pure gold here, Matty D. To the left. Hello. Pascal Siakam with some force. Raptors up 3.
Saved. Spinning. Oh, the spinorama.
The spinorama there, Matty. Here we go right here. My goodness. Crossover into the spin.
Welcome back to the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, Ajit. That's Big Boy Braz with us. We got Thanos back on the podcast. We also got Big Boy Dylon back. The Raptors come away with the W, 112-96. No Sexton, no Larry Nance Jr., no Taurean Prince, no problem. The Raptors come away with a pretty full, healthy lineup. Chris Boucher is still out. Probably going to be out for another 2 or 3 games with the MCL sprain. But the Raptors took care of business like they should have. The Cleveland Cavaliers are not a playoff contending team, and the Raptors are still fighting for that play-in tournament. And they're on the heels right now of a couple teams. Washington's kind of hot right now.
Yeah.
They were just on a 8-game winning streak,
Mhm.
and they just came off a loss to the New York Knicks, who aren't in the play-in tournament, but they were on a 9-game winning streak. So there are a couple teams on the bottom half of the Eastern Conference that are hot right now, and the Raptors are trying to keep up with them. As Raptors fans, we still don't know if we're trying to get into that play-in tournament or into a playoff spot, or if we're really low-key trying to tank. But Dylan, I want to start with you. What were the positives, some of the positives you saw in this game tonight?
Good game. We know we're playing another game tomorrow, so had to get the bench involved. Didn't want to have too many minutes for the starters. So the fact that they were capable to get a win, I don't think any player eclipsed 35 minutes on the Raptors. That's a good sign. And there's a stretch down there where all 5 players on the court weren't starters, beginning of the second quarter, I guess. So just seeing those guys build chemistry, especially with Boucher out, and being able to take meaningful minutes is good. Especially it puts more pressure on our starters as well to perform when the bench is playing well. So that was the positive for me, more of the bench play, if anything. Yeah.
One hole we had against the New York Knicks in the previous game was the fact that our bench was nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
No one off the bench had double digits in terms of scoring. But this game, we had guys like Malachi Flynn come in, score double digits. Yeah, he was the only guy off the bench that really did anything in terms of scoring double digits wise. But
I think Watanabe was doing it up in the last quarter mainly.
Yeah, what time?
He had a couple of clutch shots in the fourth.
Freddie G on his stats was kind of up, but like his non-stats presence was pretty good.
He brings the energy off the bench, right?
100%.
They were all pretty much good in the plus minus. So they played defense as well. So like you said, Brabs, it's stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Utah, he had a good plus minus there as well. So that shows that he has some effect on the game.
He's really confident now, Utah. So which is good for us.
Yeah, but it was mostly the starters who played a lot. Most minutes was Kyle Lowry with 33. He probably might be sitting tomorrow. Hopefully the Wizards and Chicago, they get some losses, but we'll see how that goes.
well, Chicago seems to be one of those teams that are going downhill, derailing right now with Zach LaVine out with the health and safety protocols. Washington kind of has it together right now with Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. And that's a scary team that you don't want to see if you're a higher seed in the Eastern Conference, because Russell Westbrook, even though he takes some ill-advised shots and as much as he can't shoot the 3, he definitely has that motor to hype up a whole team. when it matters most.
He's on a mission, yo.
For sure. Like Brav said, he's here to prove a lot of doubters wrong. And with Bradley Beal as a sidekick, I mean, that man can light it up for 45 like he did tonight. Against
they lost a tough one today.
Yeah, they lost. I think they lost by 3 points to Smith tonight, but the man had 45 points. And DeMar DeRozan had 37 for the night. But, you know, Bradley Beal, he's proven time after time after time that he's an elite scorer, a deadly three-point shooter, and you do not want to see that deadly combo in the playoffs. But back to the game, the dynamic duo of Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry did not do that well in terms of scoring tonight, but together they did have 16 dimes for the game. And one person I did see very evidently benefiting from the assist was Kem Birch.
Yeah, Cameron's did really well today.
Yeah.
And Kyle Lowry was, you know, Kyle Lowry is doing what Kyle Lowry does when it comes to the big men on the Raptors roster. He tends to find the big men and make them very comfortable, especially on the pick and roll. And if Kem Birch can develop that three-point shot, I'm sure he can develop that pick and pop with Kyle Lowry if he does re-sign with the Raptors next season.
Kem Birch brought that chemistry, if you know what I mean, with the KHEMISTRY. So with that with that chemistry that Birch brought, he doesn't need the ball too much. He's kind of like an OG kind of guy. And most of our starters, well, Freddie, Pascal, and Kyle need the ball in their hands.
Yeah.
So he doesn't look for the touches, and defense kind of slacks off of him a bit. He had a season high, right? Career high today?
I think he did score 14 points before. I think
Did he score 16 one time?
I don't know if he scored 16. I know he scored 14 for sure. He had like back-to-back games where he had 13 points and then 14 points.
Yeah.
This is definitely a very productive game for him. During the post-game press conference, he was saying, I think someone asked him, what is it about Kyle Lowry that you didn't appreciate before becoming his teammate? And he's like, he's just a pass-first guy, and that's what he's known for, right? I mean, as much as he could score the ball and put the ball in the hole, the man is so selfless, and he'll try to get you going before he tries to get himself going.
But he wasn't always like this, though, right? Kyle Lowry changed his game for the NBA.
Yeah.
Right? He used to be be those go-getters, always get a shot first, then pass. But he changed his game.
Yeah, 100%. I did want to give some flowers, some roses, whatever you want to call it, to Malachi Flynn. I know we talked about it briefly a little while ago, but in 24 minutes, the man had 18 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
He's on a mission.
I feel like moving on from the Lowry era, I feel like he's going to be one of those fourth quarter guys to just come in and fill that role Lowry's filling in right now, which is good. Like, I like to see the fact that under 24 minutes, he's getting 18 points, right?
Yeah.
And he can guard any point guard in the NBA.
Yeah, for sure.
In 24 minutes, he had 18 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 of 6 from the field, 8 of 8 from the free throw line, with 2 of 4 from the three-point line, with 2 steals. Gary Trent Jr. unfortunately didn't play today. I don't think Paul Watson played tonight either, right?
No, he's in tomorrow. No. Gary Trent probably will play tomorrow.
Yeah, Rodney Hood got some time today, but he was completely ass.
How about Aaron Baines, though?
Aaron Baines, I think they've, put him in a group home now or something?
Right.
He's driving the bus for the team bus.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. He hasn't seen the floor since Kem Birch signed with the Raptors. Malachi Flynn, to Nugent's point, if Kyle Lowry doesn't return, the minutes definitely was beneficial to his growth as a player. And he seems like a guy that we could trust in the fourth quarter, whether it was the Atlanta game where he went on a 12-2 run by himself, or against the Spurs where he hit crucial buckets, or even tonight.
He mimics his game, like as of late, a lot like Kyle Lowry and Fred, right? I think it was against the Knicks where he had the ball, he was above the three-point line. He noticed that there's a defender guarding him. Easily, he's went up for that three. And that's a Kyle Lowry move, right? And he mimicked it so nicely, he went to the line and to shoot 3, right?
He also did it in this game too. Was it the third quarter that he did it? I think
the fourth quarter, Osman. Steady Osman.
Yeah. He stole the ball and pulled a 3.
Yeah, so he...
Like how Van Vliet or Lowry would.
No, for sure, yeah. He's learning a lot.
To Brav's point, this is not something he said today, but in a previous video where a lot of people don't get lucky to get put under the wing of Kyle Lowry or Fred VanVleet as a rookie point guard. And those are some of the best guys to learn from because they've been through the growing pains and they haven't got anything given to them. They've earned everything to become an elite point guard in this league. And they've been at the biggest stage and proven that they can play at the biggest stage, on the biggest stage. There was a funny thing that someone said. Fred VanVleet was talking to someone in the post-game press conference, and they were saying,
redhead?
Yeah, Red VanVleet. Red VanVleet. Because he's playing like Fred VanVleet for the most part. And the man's a ginger, so his nickname apparently that Fred VanVleet's heard over the time he's been on the team is Red VanVleet.
I never realized, but he looks pretty close, similar to. He looks like he's one of the Curry brothers. Actually, could be the youngest one.
He looks like a little mix of Seth Curry and a little Blake Griffin, right?
Mine will say he looks like Matt Bonner too.
That's why he has the red name implemented into his DNA.
But I guess a lot of those players have that look these days. Like I saw this guy on the Cavs, Broderick Thomas. He looked like a guy from my science class a couple of years back.
He hit a couple threes tonight, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he has that look now, the light skin with the little curly, fluffy hair.
Yeah, he looked like a young Bravine.
Yeah.
Very good. He used to call Steph Curry back in the day still.
They used to call you Steph Curry?
Yeah, you know that?
OG Anunoby for the fourth game in a row had 20 points, 20 plus. In 32 minutes, he had 20 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 9 of 15 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Could not make it 3 tonight. 0 of 5 from the three-point line with 1 steal, 1 block. Pascal Siakam put on a pretty solid game for the night. In 31 minutes, had 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 11 of 19 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 of 5 from the three-point line with 1 block, 3 turnovers. For the most part, I felt like he looked like he was cooking tonight.
He shot more efficiently at the three-point line compared to the other starters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do too much, and I saw him use the left hand a little bit more this game.
He had a nice dunk too, a left-hand dunk.
Yeah, so I think when he's just too obvious with the right hand spin. So when he changes it up a bit, it's good. And the catch and shoot from the corner, I think that's something he can definitely work on, because the guy who's guarding him is going to be helping off the drive in the paint. So he needs to master that corner 3. I think that's the most comfortable 3 I've seen him shoot.
For sure. Yeah. I think I already talked about this before, but VanVleet and Lowry both didn't get the double digits tonight for scoring.
No.
VanVleet in 31 minutes at 8 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 of 5 from the three-point line, 1 steal. And Kyle Lowry scored 9 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists in 33 minutes, 3 of 9 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 of 6 from the three-point line with 1 steal, 2 turnovers. And Yuta Watanabe was the second leading scorer off the bench in 19 minutes, had 9 points, 2 rebounds, no assists, 4 of 4 from the field, no free throw attempts, 1 of 1 from the three-point line.
Tonight they shot pretty well at the free throw line, right?
Yeah.
They did pretty well. Usually they're sus, but today they're pretty good.
With the Cleveland Cavaliers, we mentioned this earlier, but no Colin Sexton, no Larry Nance Jr., no Taurean Prince.
Man, I feel bad for Kevin Love, yo.
He had a Shaq in the full moment when he just tipped the ball, and then I think that's what led to us getting a 3. I don't remember, but
I think Stanley Johnson got the steal or something like that off of that.
Yeah.
You can't feel bad for a guy that's making $120 million in 4 years, not doing jack shit. I don't remember the last time he played productive basketball.
Yeah.
He can probably become the mayor of Cleveland at this point.
He's waiting for it.
I mean, the last thing I saw was him humping LeBron James after the championship. And
he's done. He's not going to take any buyout, so he's going to be at Cleveland next 2 or 3 years. Might as well just retire there. He looks like the kind of guy who'll get into coaching too.
Yeah, he looks like he's older than the coach, to be quite honest, with the gray hairs he has going on with him.
Weird.
Yeah.
Coach college ball, yo.
Talking about Cleveland, though, some of the leading scorers for them was Isaac
Okoro.
Yeah. He's pretty good. He's a rookie. He's a lottery pick, I think.
Yeah, he usually plays a small forward position, but with Colin Sexton out, he played the shooting guard tonight. And in 32 minutes, he had 20.6 rebounds, 8 of 16 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 of 8 from the three-point line with 1 turnover. Jared Allen, the guy basically Brooklyn gave away for free.
Yeah.
What was the trade for that one?
It was like, who was it? They were trying to get
Caris LeVert.
Yeah, it was like the Karis LeVert, Victor Oladipo, James Harden all running around. It was like a 14.
Who did they get? Who did Brooklyn get?
James Harden.
Brooklyn got James Harden.
Oh, okay.
Brooklyn got rid of Jared Allen for no absolute reason.
They had to make the trade work, though. No, Troy Harden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they could have. I mean, they could have got rid of somebody else, but I think to make DeAndre's insecurities go away, they got rid of Jared Allen because they wanted to.
Jared Allen's better than fucking Jordan.
They got a good future out there in Cleveland, I think.
Yeah, but they want to reassure DeAndre Jordan that he was going to get the minutes when it came to the team, especially because he was close boys with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. But then LaMarcus Aldridge came in and basically took his minutes, but then he got taken out.
I feel bad for him, yo.
That sucks.
Yeah, health reasons, and then that's all she wrote. But yeah, Jared Allen, 31 minutes at 15.7 rebounds, 2 assists, 7-11 from the field, 1-1 from the free throw line with 1 steal. Darius Garland, Dylan's fantasy player, 33 minutes at 13 points, 2 rebounds, 10 assists, 5-13 from the field, 2-2 from the free throw line,
Yeah.
1-5 from the three-point line with 1 steal.
The only thing is, man, him and Colin Sexton to me are essentially very similar
Yeah.
as players, same kind of size, body type. So, I mean, you don't really see that in the NBA being successful when you have 2 starters who are exactly the same. It doesn't work. And they drafted Garland right after Sexton.
Sexton was 2018. He was a pick that Boston had. They traded it to Cleveland for Kyrie Irving, yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that interview they had after he got drafted, and then he's like, I think that was the year LeBron left. That was funny. When he was like, yo, stay with us.
Yeah. LeBron, he's like, please, LeBron, please, my team.
He's the next hope for like an all-star for Cleveland.
Yeah.
He has good defense too.
I think the Sexland combo will work if you're just trying to make the playoffs year after year. If they develop a little bit more, it's kind of like that Van Vliet-Lowry combo that'll get you to the second round, and that's all she wrote kind of thing.
I think Sexton has a lot more upside compared to Garland from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think Garland's more of a playmaker though.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's not as good in defense though. But
Colin Sexton has the dog mentality. He can take it to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to get to the team stats just to kind of get through it before we jump into the star player and the people we're throwing under the bus. The Raptors for the night shot 54% from the field, 43 of 79. The Cleveland Cavaliers were 36 of 83 from the field, shooting 43%. The Raptors only made 8 threes out of 29 attempts for 28% from beyond the arc.
Jeez.
Cavaliers shot 10 of 38 from beyond the arc for 26%. So both guys were fucking horrendous from beyond the arc. Free throws, both teams shot well. The Raptors were 18 of 20 from the line for 90%. The Cleveland Cavaliers were 14 of 16 for 88%. The Raptors fortunately won the rebounding tonight. Kem Birch was the main reason why. 42-37. Offensive rebounds, Cleveland had 9. Raptors had 5. Cleveland was a +4. Assists, the Raptors had 32. Cleveland had 25, so the Raptors were +7. Steals, the Raptors had 7. Cleveland had 6. Raptors were +1. Blocks, the Raptors had 5. Cleveland had 3. Raptors were +2. Turnovers, the Raptors had 12. Cleveland had 13. Raptors were +1. Points in the paint, Raptors had 66 for the game. Cleveland had 48. Raptors are +18. And second chance points, the Raptors had 7. Cleveland had 19. Raptors are -12. Fast break points, the Raptors at 16. Cleveland had 7. Raptors are +9. Points off turnovers, Raptors at 18. Cleveland had 14. Raptors are +4. And biggest lead for the Raptors, 17. Biggest lead for Cleveland, 8. And personal fouls, Raptors had 19. Cleveland had 16. And those were the team stats for the game. I did want to say one thing that I noticed during the game before I let one of you guys go. I think it was in the first quarter, the Raptors went on a 22-5 run. They had 9 assists on their first 11 field goals. Kyle Lowry had six assists in the first quarter. And the Raptors were 2 of 20 from beyond the arc with 7 minutes left in that third quarter. That's how bad they were shooting from beyond the arc.
It was disgusting.
And they had 22 assists on 27 made field goals with 6:30 left in the third quarter. These are just things that I were jotting down during the game, but it was crazy to see how much they were moving the ball. To Dylan's point in previous videos with the ball movement, because, the Raptors, they have this tendency to go away from ball movement when it gets to the second half of the ball game. And for the most part, they were moving the ball for a majority of the game. So that's why I wanted to point that out.
I feel like in the first quarter, it kind of felt like it was going to be a blowout. At the end of the first, it was 33-23, right?
Yeah.
We just gave away at the second quarter, and that's what kept them in the game. And then we just took over after that.
For sure. Bravs, Dylan, you have anything to say before we move on to star player of the game and under the bus?
Yeah, I think Pascal, he needs to work on the distribution part of it too. You see 4 or 5 assists, and you don't think it's too bad for a small forward. But then if you look at turnovers, he has to work on the assist to turnover ratio, because if he wants to be considered a ball dominant guy, assist to turnover is a huge thing. If you look at Kyle Lowry's, it was 5-1. Fred VanVleet, 6-0. Malachi
No, this
Flynn.
goes back. So I'm gonna add your point, but this goes back to Nick game, right? Why did we lose the lead, or why did we lose the possibility of tying the game? Because down the stretch, Siakam turned the ball over, right? Not once, not twice, but multiple times, right? So
I think OG has better handle, like a tighter handle than Pascal. Like if you look at OG,
OG's handle's gotten much better now.
Much better, yeah. But this goes back to what Dylan was saying about, Siakam needs to work on it, right? If you want to be a clutch player, you need to be able to contain and be able to possess the ball at clutch moments without turning it over.
Yeah, he just bends. He leans over too much when he's dribbling, so he just doesn't have the balance. So he can work on it, but it's harder, obviously, for a taller guy. And that's why he's turning it over too much.
Yeah, sometimes he looks like a grandmother dribbling the ball, right?
Yeah. So he looks like he should be in, YMCA playing ball.
OG even has his moments too when he dribbles the ball. Like I want to rip my hair out of my head.
No, but if he had the same amount of opportunity and touches as Pascal, he'd be better.
Yeah.
I feel like compared to the beginning of the season when I mentioned to you off camera, like how he needs to work on his handles, I feel like it's gone a little bit better now. He's more aggressive going to the paint, and his handles kind of got a little bit better from what I'm watching.
Yeah, for sure. I did want to get back to this point about what Dylan was talking about in terms of assist to turnover ratio. Pascal, you said 4-3 tonight. 4 assists, 3 turnovers.
Yeah, and I was looking at Flynn's. What was he? 5-1.
5-1, yeah.
See, like if Pascal's touching the ball as much as these guys, but his ratio is almost 1-1, so it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, the one thing I'll probably let it slide, like in terms of like giving my pass, is the fact that we just compared 3 point guards to a guy that basically plays the power forward center position, right?
I wouldn't consider him playing center, because OG will guard centers. He was guarding Jared Allen, or was it Jared Allen? He's guarding Kevin Love at the down stretch. Pascal's unable to guard a center, I think.
Yeah, no, I respect what you're saying on the defensive end, but I was referring to the offensive end with him like trying to take mismatch advantages with the center position. But yeah, I mean, the man, he has a lot to improve on with his dribbling. When he thinks too much, he overthinks his moves, and that's what kind of leads to the turnovers. But yeah, we'll see. Pascal Siakam, we're kind of getting used to what he is now, right? Hopefully he can turn it around like he did, like how he was playing before the bubble. But for the most part, the last 10 games, he's been showing that he's kind of getting back to that a little bit.
Yeah, he's been okay.
Yeah.
Deep fans, yo.
The last 5 to 7 games, I think he's averaging like 27 points. Star player of the game. Actually, no, we'll start with under the bus. Who are we throwing under the bus? Start with Dylan.
This game, I'm gonna have to go with
Bembry.
Bembry's had a shitload of turnovers in the last few games, bro. He needs to chill the fuck out.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bembry.
I'm gonna throw the 2 point guards in the game tonight, Lowry and Bembry. Even though they had 16 assists, 3 turnovers together, their offense was nowhere to be found. And even though it came on a W, I mean, come on. These guys are both basically considered all-stars on this team. And for them both to only score 17 points as a whole, unacceptable. Unacceptable for the night. They basically got outscored by the rookie point guard by himself. Yeah. So I'm going to throw VanVleet, Lowry, and like Dylan said, DeAndre Bembry. We could put Hood in there because Hood is garbage. Baines is always going to be on there. But I'm going to allow Cambridge, had a good game. Siakam had a good game. Anunoby had a good game. Malachi Flynn had a good game. Watanabe will allow because his shot is beautiful right now.
I feel like the bench of Flynn, Watanabe, and Gillespie. I think they were the reason. Yeah, no, the fourth quarter, they were the ones that kind of took over.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Stanley Johnson, DeAndre Bembry, Rodney Hood right in the back of the bus. We got Larry Van Vliet, and then Baines hopefully doesn't crash the fucking bus while he's driving. Star player of the game.
I gotta give it to Flynn. The minutes he played, the points production,
Leadership.
the efficiency, the leadership, the coming clutch in the fourth. Like, I'd put him over Siakam.
Number one to not be.
I went with the Nugent.
Yeah.
All right. So that means we're giving a straight Malachi Flynn to the dome. Star player of the game.
Yo,
All right.
Big ups to Malachi Flynn, yo. He's becoming really comfortable, which is really good. And big ups to the scouting team for finding him. I mean, he's going to develop really well, dude, and he's going to become maybe the next Freddie. Who knows?
It was a blessing in disguise, the fact that both our point guards are out for a while. It helped him get more comfortable with like the game plan and all that. So it's good. It's good for him.
Based on the fact of how the season's going, I know it's not what we all expected it to, or how we all expected it to go.
I expected this
to happen.
I expected this to go like this way.
Oh, yeah. Why didn't you tell us, man?
What did you expect?
It's just the way he looked up and he's like, I expect.
Wait, what you mean with Serge Ibaka and Marcus All going out the door, or like?
No, the season, yeah. At the beginning, this is what I expected.
When they start 2-8, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about before the season started. You didn't expect it to go like this.
Yeah, I expected this. What did you expect?
I expected
number two seed in the East.
No, I expected a 5-6 seed going into the playoffs.
No.
But I wanted to what I wanted to say was, as much as we're like
not with Aaron Baines on the starting lineup.
I mean, going into the season, I thought Aaron Baines was gonna shoot like 9 threes.
Probably. Oh, you're talking about if we join the WNBA.
Yeah.
No, we thought we were getting the Baines from Phoenix Suns. I would shoot 9 threes.
Phoenix Mercury, yo.
27 points, 15 rebounds.
Yeah, where is that Baines?
No.
He's with Nene in India. But Larry and Van Vliet, even though we were like frustrated throughout the year with them being injured so much, if this turns into a long-term investment with Flynn, becoming the elite player that we expect him to be, even though he's a late first-round pick, I mean, it kind of feels like Larry's passing him the torch in his final year before he more than likely.
Yeah, I think we're lucky though. NCAA tournament didn't happen last year. Flynn's stock probably would have went higher because his team is a small school, but he led their team to like an undefeated record, and they're going to be high ranked in the March Madness tournament. His stock would have went up if the March Madness tournament happened for sure.
San Diego State.
Yeah, San Diego. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the same one as Kawhi, I think.
Yeah,
I think they had a pretty crazy season. Like, weren't they like 30-1 at one point? I think.
Yeah, they won their conference and all that too.
Yeah, and Malachi Flynn was the main reason behind that.
Yeah, he was their best player, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you in terms of his stock going up if they did play the NCAA tournament. Any final thoughts on this game before we round this up? Because we have another game tomorrow, second out of a back-to-back against the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh,
Katie's back, Kyrie's there, James Harden's still out with the hamstring injury. But yeah,
I know Katie has a super team, but the way he's playing right now, it's kind of scary because he's looking more better offensively.
He scored 33 points off the bench against Phoenix.
Yeah,
I think him and Kyrie both had 70 points against Phoenix the other night. Katie's licking his lips for this moment. It's the first game he's about to play against us since the game 5 of the finals for 12 minutes.
He's gonna drop a 50-piece on us.
No, he played the first quarter against us a couple months ago.
Oh yeah.
Came off the bench and didn't do jack shit.
Yeah.
We're 2-0 against Brooklyn right now, so let's keep this momentum going. Hopefully,
I'm not liking the idea of bringing Gary Trent off the bench because it's not really.
Yeah, he needs to find his place right now, and he looks like he's a lot better in the starting lineup.
Yeah, because ever since he's been on the bench, he's been doing so horrible.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's going to do it for this podcast. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't liked the video, make sure you like it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to it. What are y'all waiting for? Stop slacking, bro. We'll be back with the post-game podcast after the Brooklyn Nets ball game. But till then, stay blessed, stay woke, and please stay safe. Peace.
From Minnesota, went to Division III school. Trent
lead, and you're doing a lot of good things. You got to take care of business on the glass. As Cavs get after it.
Wade, it was a miss, pardon me. 140, Raptors just dominant. How about Trent? Are you kidding me?
Looks on the perimeter as well, so you want to try to sustain that here in the third.
Three-pointer. His 9th game as a Raptor, 33. Drills it. Trent fading. And the bucket is good. It's a 2. Abe Johnson, Bembry, Boucher, and Trent. No true point guard. And Trent, oh!